Hello everyone, welcome back to Kiran's English Hub. So we're continuing with the summaries of 9th class English, and in this video we shall go through Unit-3 reading A, that is Swami is expelled from school. Let us quickly go through the lesson here. So these are the three readings that we have in this unit, and the theme is school life. Okay, so you can see the theme here on my right side. Fine. Next we have a wonderful picture of a mother and a daughter. Okay, so looking at the picture itself, you can just imagine their happiness. Okay, so the daughter is also in the school uniform, so that is very important that you have to focus. Okay, next we have the title here, school life, the theme. Next, look at the picture and answer the questions that follow. Just look at the picture here. So the classroom scene where teacher is punishing a student, just like squeezing his ear, and rest of the students are also standing, so they might be also are having some punishment. Okay, so you can see, I think you have all experienced that type of punishments, right? So first question that we have here: do you approve of the action of the teacher as depicted in the picture? Okay, so that means, do you agree with the punishments that are given by the teachers just like shown in the picture? So do you agree? Next, give at least one reason for your opinion. So if you agree, you have to give at least one reason. If you don't agree also, you have to give one reason. Next, suggest ways of maintaining discipline that do not involve physical or verbal abuse. Suggest ways of maintaining discipline. So most of the people think that maintaining discipline in the class is very important, and of course that is important, and the only way to maintain discipline in the class is to give some physical or verbal abuse. Okay, so are there any ways of maintaining this discipline in the classroom without using physical or verbal abuse? Okay, if you know any one of them, you can just suggest to your class. Next, we have oral discourse here, debate. So what is the debate? Punishment will help the students to learn. Okay, so one team has to speak on this topic, punishment will help. Okay, so another team should speak opposite. Okay, punishment will not help students to learn. Next, so let us read a story with a similar experience. Okay, so similar experience in the sense the same, this type of all the questions that are related, the oral discourse that is related, and the picture that is related. So all the above things that you have seen, okay, are related to the classroom or the school. So let us see a story which is also related to the above themes. Okay, yes, here we go. We are reading a the title you can see there on the screen. So Swami is expelled from school. So what is the meaning of expelled? Okay, expelled in the sense we can simply call it as he is fired, or he is removed, or suspended. Okay, so we can give multiple meanings for the word expel. So finally is just like removed from the school. Okay, so there is a little story about, or a little background story about the reason why he is expelled from the school, why he is removed from the school. So in this story we are going to read about a scene which is took place in the school, in a classroom. So where principal comes and asks for excuses from all the children who were absent, okay, the other day. So one by one they continue giving excuses of different reasons. When it is time for Swami, okay, he said some reason, or and sometime he kept quiet, something happened there, and finally he did something. So because of that he got expelled from the school. So let us read why what he has done and why he is expelled. And it is written by R.K. Narayan. Okay, so a very famous writer of Indian author. Okay, so it is just like imaginative, and also if you don't know R.K. Narayan, just imagine about Malgudi. Okay, Malgudi stories. Okay, so that are all the credit of Malgudi's stories, everything goes to Arkena Ryan. Okay, so he is very good writer. So you can just simply enjoy the words, the vocabulary that is used in this text also. Okay, yeah. So the headmaster entered the class with a slightly flushed face and a hard, ominous look in his eyes. Okay, so flushed in the sense, with some type of anger. Okay, his face is not happy. Next, ominous in the sense, you know, which shows, which already shows to us that something bad is going to happen. Okay, so if I get to go into the class with so much of anger face, so children will find out that, so that we can call it as ominous face. Okay, so headmaster has entered the class and his face is with complete anger there. Okay, next, Swaminathan wished that he had been anywhere but not there at the moment. Okay, so actually not is missing there. So Swaminathan, his full name, Swaminathan was also sitting in the classroom. So just looking at the headmaster, Swami thought, oh my god, I shouldn't be here. Okay, because headmaster's face is full of anger, so he doesn't want to be there actually. So the headmaster surveyed the class for a few minutes and asked, are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you did yesterday? Just as a special honor to them, he read out the names of a dozen students or so that had attended the class. After he read out the names of those he had kept away and asked them to stand on their benches. Okay, so as soon as he entered, he just surveyed in the sense he just had a look through the whole class, and after looking through the class, he just asked the question like, are you not ashamed of coming and sitting in the classroom after what that happened yesterday? Okay, so there might be some incidents that happened yesterday, and a few of the students also might be absent. So because of that, headmaster is not happy. So he took a piece of paper, and on that there are names of the students who are absent and who did some things which are not really good. So he read out those names, and finally when he read out, he told them all to stand up. Okay, and he also told them to stand on the benches as a punishment. So he felt that the punishment was not enough and asked them to stand on their desks. Okay, so not even on the bench, on the desk. Okay, the desk where the book keep books and all. So Swaminathan was among them and felt humiliated at that eminence. Okay, so eminence in the sense, the particular situation where this type of treatment is given. Okay, so Swaminathan was also one among those students who stood there, and he was completely ashamed. Okay, so that punishment did was not very good for him. Okay, he felt humiliated. Then then they were lectured. Okay, lectured in the sense some lectures were given to them. So when it was over, they were asked to offer explanations one by one. One said that he had an attack of a headache and therefore couldn't come to school. He was asked to bring a medical certificate. So when the lecture of the class was over, one by one they were being questioned by the principal, of their absence yesterday. Okay, on the day before. So one person told that he had a headache. So the headmaster told, okay, you just bring a medical certificate from your doctor. Okay, so he was just like trying to go through each and every student who were absent before that day. Okay, next. The second said that while he had been coming to school on the previous day, someone had told him that that there would be no school, and he had gone back home. Okay, so another boy also was asked, and another boy was giving reply like this: sir, I was on my way to school, and some fellow, I just had to meet someone for school, and that fellow told me that there was no school, so I went back to my home. The headmaster replied that if he was going to listen to every loafer who said that there would be no school, he deserved to be flogged. Okay, flogged in the sense like um, just like having punishment with the stick. Okay, beating. Okay, so headmaster said, see, if you are going to listen to every loafer, okay, loafer in the sense, no, the person who is not good, okay, student who is not good. So if you are going to listen to all those type of people, then you will get the punishment of beating with the stick. Okay, anyway, why did he not come to school and verify? No answer. Okay, principal has said, okay, fine, if he said also you could have come to school and verified, but why you did not do that? So when he asked like that, there was no answer. The punishment was pronounced. Okay, so what was the punishment given to that fellow? 10 days attendance cancelled, 2 rupees fine in those days. Okay, in those days, okay, it is very high amount, and the whole day to be spent on desk. Okay, so 10 days attendance cancelled, 2 rupees he has to pay as a fine, and that whole day he has to spend on the desk. Next, the third said that he had an attack of headache. The fourth said that he had stomach ache. Fifth said that his grandmother died suddenly just as he was starting for school. Okay, so one by one, one boy is telling I had stomach ache, one boy is telling I had a headache, and also another fellow said that when I was on starting to school, my grandmother died suddenly. So headmaster asked him if he could bring a letter from his father. So of course that is a rule, right? So headmaster simply said, okay, fine, no issue, you can just bring letter from your father. Okay, no, he had no father. Okay, then who is his guardian? His grandmother. But the grandmother was dead, wasn't was she not? No, it was another grandmother. The headmaster asked how many grandmothers a person could have. No answer. Could he bring a letter from his neighbors? No, he couldn't. None of his neighbors could read or write because he lived in a very illiterate part of Elm Street. Then the headmaster uh, offered to send a teacher to this illiterate locality to ascertain from the boy's neighbors if the death of the grandmother was a fact. A pause, some perspiration, and then the answer that the neighbors could not possibly know anything about it since the grandmother died in the village. See how far he had brought this. So when the headmaster asked him, okay, bring letter from your father, he said, no, I don't have father. Next he said, okay, fine, no problem, then bring letter from your gardener. He said, no, I don't have any guardian. Next, you can bring letter from your grandmother. Okay, the other grandmother. Okay, so two grandmothers we have, right? We can bring letter from another grandmother. No, I cannot. Okay, so because my grandmother cannot listen. Okay, she doesn't have audibility and all. Next, you can bring letter from your neighbors. Said, no, no, none of my neighbors are literates and all. Okay, so he also told, okay, fine, no problem, I will send a teacher to your locality, and the teacher will be asking the neighbors of your house regarding the problem that is there, and they can give excuse to the teacher in writing. So when he said that information, he said, no, 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 it is not at all possible because the grandmother which is dead not here, she is in the village, so the teacher cannot go there. So just listening to all these continuous chain excuses, headmaster got angry. So the headmaster hit him on the knuckles with his cane, called him a street dog, and pronounced the punishment 15 days suspension. Okay, so he also bit him on the knuckles. Okay, knuckles in the sense, fingers joints, hand fingers joints. Okay, so it gives a lot of pain. Next, when Swaminathan's turn came, he looked around helplessly. Okay, so it was the turn of Swaminathan. So Rajam, another boy's name, he sat on the third bench in front and resolutely looked away. Okay, so resolutely in the sense, not completely focusing on what is going on in the class, he was just looking away. He was gazing at the blackboard intently. Okay, so he was continuously just looking at the blackboard to avoid direct contact with the principal. If he just looking at the principal would look back to him directly and might speak to him and ask him and give him some punishment. So he was not looking at the headmaster there. Okay, so see the situation here that is going on. So this boy who is just standing here. Okay, So he is Swaminathan, and his principal, you can see he is beating him on his knuckles. Yeah, next. But at the back of his head and the pink ears were visible to Swaminathan. He is hiding here behind another boy who is wearing pink shirt. So he is trying to hide himself in front of the boy who is just standing in the blue dress. Okay, so just he is using just like a pillar between headmaster and himself, so he could all see is only the like pink shirt, that head and all, that's it. So headmaster was not visible. So it was an intolerable sight. So Swaminathan was in acute suspense, um, lest that head should turn and fix its eyes on his. He felt that he would drop from the desk to the floor. Okay, so it was an intolerable sight, in the sense he was not able to tolerate that type of situation where he was going to be punished. So he was in complete silence. Okay, complete silence. And his eyes were just like, were not able to imagine that he is going to get punishment. So because of that, he started to think that he is going to fall off the table to the ground. Okay, so if that happened, if that type of punishment was given to him, so he would fall down. So that is the thing that he is imagining. So the pink ears, 3 benches off, made him incapable of speech. If only somebody would put a blackboard between his eyes and those pink ears. Okay, so uh, if something is covered between headmaster and himself only, he could have some peace in his mind. Other than that, he is not going to stop his mind from thinking different types of reactions when when he takes the punishment and all. So he doesn't want to happen to take the punishment. So he's just imagining all these things, to hide somewhere, to have a blackboard between headmaster and himself and all. Next, he was deaf to the question that the headmaster was putting to him. Okay, so when headmaster was continuously asking this question to Swaminathan, he just like acting like a deaf person, because he is imagining this everything on one side. Okay, so he doesn't know that headmaster has already come there and asking this question. A rap on his body from the headmaster's cane brought him to himself. Okay, so when Swaminathan was just in another world thinking about all these things, principal is the headmaster is asking questions from one side, so he's not responding at all. So because of that, the headmaster gave one tap. Okay, so one tap with the stick. So just with that tap, he got a little bit hurt and just came to some type of consciousness. So he saw headmaster there. Next, why did you keep away yesterday? Asked the headmaster, looking up. Okay, so why were you absent yesterday? Okay, tell me. Swaminathan's first impulse was to protest that he had never been absent. Okay, so first he thought to say that I was never been absent these many days. It is the first time, but the attendance register was there. Okay, so though he wanted to lie, the attendance register was there, so principal might check it. Okay, so that excuse is not working out. No, I was stoned. I tried to come, but they took away my cap and burnt it. Many strong men held me down when I tried to come. When a great man is sent to goal, Joel, I am surprised to see you a slave of the Englishmen. Didn't they cuff off? Decca Muslin, slaves of slaves. So he doesn't know what to give as an excuse. Okay, first he wanted to give that this was his first absence, but it is not possible because attendance register is right there on the table. Okay, so just soon after that, he started to think of different illusions in a mind with no type of relevance to the present situation that is going on there. Okay, so there were some sort of the disjoint explanations. Disjoint in this, there are no continuous process of our meaningful explanations. Those are all. So we started to think of all those different these chain of words. Okay, so explanations which streamed into his head, and which even At the moment he was discreet enough not to express. Okay, so he was also very careful in saying, because uh, any type of a lie, any type of a wrong word would, you know, give him some type of more punishment. So I had wanted to mention a headache. So another reason he started to think, what is that? He wanted to mention that he had a headache, but he found to his distress that others beside him had one. So the somebody before him had given the same excuse, so now he can't give the same excuse. Okay, he has to give some other excuse. Next, the headmaster shouted, "Won't you open your mouth?" Okay, so Swami was thinking all this. So again, headmaster again shouted, "What happened to you? Why are you not opening your mouth? Won't you open your mouth?" So he brought the cane sharply down on Swaminathan's right shoulder. Again he bet Swaminathan, because Swaminathan was not answering. Next, Swaminathan kept staring, okay, continuously looking at headmaster with tearful eyes, massaging with his left hand the spot where the cane was laid. "I will kill you if you keep on staring without answering my question," cried the headmaster. Headmaster is continuously asking Swaminathan, "What happened to you? Why you did not come? Why were you absent yesterday?" All these questions. But Swaminathan continuously kept thinking to what the reason, the reason that he supposed to give. Okay, so all the reasons that he is trying to collect, the different reasons, and trying to figure it out whether it is suitable to give the answer or not. But none of the reasons that he collected in his mind were suitable. Okay, so again the master bet him, and Swaminathan just started to rub the place where the headmaster bet him. Okay, again the headmaster kept on asking Swaminathan what happened to him. Okay, so I couldn't come, stammered Swaminathan. Okay, stammered in the sense said. Okay, so with some type of gap, I couldn't come. Okay, so I couldn't come, he said. "Is that so?" asked the headmaster. Okay, so is that so? Is that enough answer that you want to give? Okay, next, and turning to a boy, "Bring the peon." Okay, so he asked, is the only excuse that you want to give? And he turned to other boy and said, "You go and bring the peon." Okay, so Swaminathan thought, what? Is he going to ask the peon to thrash me? If he does any such thing, I will bite everybody dead. Okay, so uh, he thought that principal, the headmaster, is calling peon, okay, to help the headmaster to beat him. Okay, so Swaminathan kept on thinking that if that type of thing is going to happen, what he was going to do was going to bite everybody dead. Next, the peon came. The headmaster said to him, "Now say what you know about this rascal on the desk." Okay, the headmaster said to peon, "Okay, come on, peon, now tell me what you know about this fellow." So the peon eyed Swaminathan with a sinister look. Okay, sinister look in the sense with a mean type of look, grunted and demanded, "Didn't I see you break the panes?" Okay, so which means of my ventilators in my room, added the headmaster with zest. Okay, so what happened? So what did the Swaminathan do? Swaminathan broke the panes of ventilators in headmaster's room. Okay, so panes in the sense just like cover sheets to the windows and all. Okay, so they might be in wooden or some of them even glass. So with some type of anger or whatever that was, we do not know the reason, but Swaminathan, however, broke the window panes of the ventilator panes of headmaster's room, and that was seen by peon. Okay, now peon said the same answer. Okay, same incident that he saw yesterday. Okay, so they already, before that they already discussed it, and now they have opened the incident that was taken place yesterday. Okay, so here there was no chance of escape. Swaminathan kept staring foolishly till he received another whack on his back. Okay, so now after revealing this thing, Swaminathan had no other excuse. Okay, and just soon after telling that, the headmaster gave another, whack on his back, on Swaminathan's back. The headmaster demanded, what the young brigand had to say about it. The brigand had nothing to say. Okay, brigand in the sense, just like, you know, a gang, a member of a gang. Okay, gang in the sense who thieves. Okay, just like bandits and all, who is very much, just like a bad boy. Okay, so headmaster continuously shouting there, saying, "This fellow has nothing to tell me now. He cannot answer because he is wrong and all." He continuously, speaking like that. There was nothing more to it. Nothing more to it. He had unconsciously become defiant and did not care to deny the charge. When another whack came on his back, he ejaculated. Okay, now here comes the most important thing. Okay, so continuously headmaster speaking to him. He, unconsciously, he doesn't have some consciousness in his brain. He's doing so many different things in the school and all. And again, the headmaster started to give another whack on the back of Swaminathan. Okay, so when that was started, he suddenly ejaculated. Okay, ejaculated in the sense he just like, reacted, stopped, tried to stop that whack on his back. So, "Don't beat me, sir, it pains." Okay, what did you say? "Don't beat me, sir, it pains." It just, started to give the answer. Okay, give the answer of the wax that he had got till now. Okay, of course it pains a lot. Okay, so he started to oppose headmaster there. So this was an invitation to the headmaster to bring down the cane 4 times more again. Okay, so since he tried to stop headmaster from beating him, and that is just like an invitation for the headmaster to give another 4 more racks on in the back of Swaminathan. Okay, so since he tried to stop the headmaster, he started to beat him again another 4 times. So he said, "Keep standing here on the desk, staring like an idiot till I announce your dismissal." So headmaster said, "Okay, you idiot. Okay, keep standing here only. Don't move anywhere. I will send your dismissal letter. So till then, wait here. Stand here only, just like you are staring till now." Okay. So the thing here till now here happened is, Swaminathan was asked the reason of his absence. He did not open mouth. He gave, a whack on his back. Headmaster gave a whack on the back of Swami, but he did not respond. He again asked him the reason. He did not respond. He came near to him. He did not respond. Okay, did not speak. He did not give any answer. Okay, so the only answer that he gave was, I couldn't come." Okay, after that, again headmaster asked peon to come, and they started to give the information that had happened yesterday. And because of that, Swaminathan was more restricted himself to speak another sentence. Okay, since he was not at all responding to the headmaster's question. Okay, so headmaster was continuously, raising his anger, raising, and finally because of that anger, he continuously started beating Swami. Okay, so when that was going on, Swaminathan suddenly opened his mouth with a lot of anger in his face and said, "Don't beat me, sir, it pains." Okay, so when there is no answer from the children, okay, it is just like, of course they have done some fault. Okay, so they are called as children. But when you continuously start to beat them, so there is some type of even a rebellion, a small rebellion ideas in the students' minds. So we should not, as the teachers should not do that. As the children also should not make that type of excuses and should not do that type of things. Okay, so finally because of that thing, Swaminathan got dismissal. Okay, next, every pore in Swaminathan's body burnt with the touches of the cane. Okay, so all the parts of his body were burning. Okay, so he was just like bit by almost off all his back. Next, he had a sudden flood of courage. Who? Swaminathan suddenly had a lot of courage. The courage that comes of desperation. Okay, so desperation in the sense, just like worry. Okay, worry. Okay, he is so much worried. He felt that all the class is seeing him and he is humiliated. So because of all that, Swaminathan suddenly expressed his courage, and he restrained the tears that were threatening to rush out. Okay, restrained in the sense he just controlled all the tears that were trying to rush out of his eyes, and he jumped down. Okay, so till then he was standing on the bench, right? So he jumped down and grasping his books. Okay, grasping in the sense just like collecting or taking all his books, rushed out muttering. Okay, rushed out muttering in the sense he started to go out muttering in the sense speaking continuously. Okay, just like giving some complaints. He said, I don't care for your dirty school. Okay, what did he say? Instead of giving reasons, the words that he mentioned were, I don't care for your dirty schools. So, as the teachers and as the headmasters, the teachers also should not punish the children in such a way. And on the other hand, it is not at all good behavior of the children which brings this type of angry or angerness to the headmasters or teachers also. Okay, so when something happens, you have to share that with your teacher or headmaster so that you will not get any punishment. Okay, so this is written by R.K. Narayan. Next we have uh, about the author. Next we have about the author here. R.K. Narayan, he was born on 10th October 1906 and died on 13 May 2001. Shortened from Rasipuram, shortened from Rasipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Narayan Swami. Okay, so in shortcut he is called as R.K. Narayan. Okay, so he was an Indian author whose works of fiction include a series of books about people and their interactions in an imagined town in India called Malgudi. Okay, so before starting the lesson only I told you. Next, he is credited with bringing Indian literature in English to the rest of the world. Okay, so he is one of the pioneer product of Indian English literature. Okay, Swami and Friends, the Bachelors of Arts, the Bachelor of Arts, the English Teacher, and the Financial Expert are his popular works. The present extract is from Swami and Friends. Okay, so this particular text is Swami and Friends. Okay, so his narratives highlight social context and provide a feel of his character through everyday life. In a writing career that he spent over 60 years, Narayan received many awards and honors. This include the A.C. Bashan Medal from the Royal Society of Literature and the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. He was also nominated to Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament. Okay, so just look at his purest smile there. Okay, so we have to remember his great ideologies, his great effort and works that have brought Indian English and English literature into the world and made Indian English writings, novels, and productions very famous. Okay, yeah. Next we have glossary here. Flushed, red, and hot. Next, ominous, suggesting that something bad is going to happen. Next, eminence, the quality of being highly accomplished and respected. Flog, beat with a stick as a punishment. Ascertain, find out. Perspiration, sweat. Knuckle, knuckles, a part of a finger at a joint where the bone is near the surface. Rap, severe blow with a cane. Okay, severe blow in the sense beating very hardly. Okay, next, joel, jail. Okay, that is actually jail. So this jail is used as the old English word. Okay, next, um, discreet, dreadful or careful in saying something. Next, distress, extreme pain. Thrash, beat repeatedly and violently with a stick. Okay, continuously beating without stopping. Okay, that is trash. Next, whack, an act of hitting vigorously. Okay, vigorously is also continuously hitting. Next, brigand, a member of a gang of bandits or thieves. Next, desperation, anxiety or worry. Restrain, keep under control. Next, grasp, seize and hold firmly. Okay, So these are the meanings that we have, and this is the text of what is the text? Swami is expelled from school. Okay, so if the children do things like this, of course we will be also expelled from the school. So do not do these type of things to the what which are against from to the headmasters, teachers. Always obey your teachers, and do not get any punishments. Okay, so see you all in the next video with reading B. That is the poem Not Just a Teacher But a Friend. Okay, so another beautiful poem. Before leaving the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you will get the notification when I upload the next video. Okay, so see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. God bless you.